Here now with reaction, former Speaker of the House, Fox News contributor Newt Gingrich. All right, these polls are very reassuring. You're smiling. That's never a good sign. We got a lot of game left to play, but certainly in the last 3.5 weeks, things have changed. I would argue he's on message. He's only comparing his record, the failing record of Obama and Clinton, versus his vision for the country. And I think his outreach in Baton Rouge to the Mexican president, to this church in Detroit, has served him very well. Thoughts?
Well, I think, first of all, if you're Trump, you have to feel pretty good at the tremendous comeback from the week after the Democratic convention, when the polls were terrible, people were writing him off, etc. You look at a place like Wisconsin, where they're now tied. That means that Ron Johnson's reelection campaign to the U.S. Senate has a big boost. You look at Ohio, where he's now ahead. That means that Rob Portman's reelection to the U.S. Senate has a big boost. You look at Iowa, where Chuck Grassley's going to get reelected. But this is all coming together in a positive way. But remember, you have 63 days. My prediction, I've been on this theme for a while, my prediction is that it will get better for Trump, it will get worse for Clinton, and to the degree that Trump stays focused on two things: sticking with the teleprompter, which he does as well as anybody I've ever seen, and he's making his points, and he's coming across very, very effectively. And second, continuing to do things that are bold. It was bold to go to Louisiana while Hillary Clinton stayed hidden in Long Island raising money. It was bold to take the Mexican president's invitation and then to look equally presidential in that press conference. I mean, anybody looking at that could say Donald Trump clearly can be president, while Hillary Clinton stayed hidden in Long Island raising money. It was bold to go to Detroit. And by the way, it was very bold to go to Youngstown, Ohio. The largest county fair in Ohio is in Youngstown. Youngstown is historically, Mahoning County is a very Democratic base originally. He had huge crowds. He and Mike Pence were there together. They had huge crowds in Youngstown. If Trump carries eastern Ohio at the margins that are building, he's going to carry the state. And there's a wonderful cross-Trump, to use a phrase from Bridge, between Rob, who's really doing a great job, Rob Portman, from Cincinnati carrying the suburban areas, and Trump carrying the Ohio River Valley. If they mutually reinforce each other, Ohio could get to be a very good state.
You know, it's amazing how immigration and the issue of refugees, it's always peace and prosperity that drive elections. It's big here. I showed on the air last week that Hillary Clinton has flip-flopped on driver's licenses for illegal immigrants, on building the wall she's flip-flopped, on sanctuary cities she's flip-flopped, on welfare and health care benefits. She's flipped and flailed all over this. Watch this. You were there. You're in this video in 1995. Listen to Bill Clinton talking about immigration.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Kind of sounded a lot like Donald Trump, don't you think?
Yeah, I have to give, really, this was a remarkable moment. I had actually forgotten that line. That was the very first State of the Union that I was part of, and I saw Dr. Ben Carson on TV Sunday, and he referred to that, and we pulled that section, and I thought to myself, this is the Clinton-Trump plan, and we should ask Hillary Clinton how she feels about Bill Clinton's plan, because it is remarkably like Trump. And by the way, today I saw a 6-minute local news report from San Diego on illegal immigration into San Diego this last week. It is so startling, it's unbelievable.
Well, we'll play this again tomorrow, but I've got Hillary flipping and flopping and flailing like, you know, John Kerry. I voted for $87 billion before I voted against it on everything involving immigration. Let me go to this other issue. You and I have discussed at length for years the need for the Republican Party to reach out, in particular to the black community, where under Obama, there's been a 58% increase of black Americans on food stamps. Millions more black Americans now are out of the labor force and in poverty. A 20% increase black Americans not participating in the labor force. Jesse Jackson, they ran this ad about Trump and the KKK and the Confederate flag, but this is what Jesse Jackson said about Trump. Does this help Trump?
I do want to express thanks to you, Donald Trump, for being with us tonight. We need your building skills, your gusto, your rent package for people on Wall Street who represent diversity. And we thank you for coming tonight. Let's give Donald Trump a big hand. In terms of reaching out and being inclusive, he's done that too. And created for many people a comfort zone. When I ran for the presidency in '84 and '88, he came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and a will to risk to make things better.
1999. I've been to Trump Tower. I see the people and the diversity of people that work there. I think that kind of takes the sting out of that phony race-baiting ad that Hillary's campaign is using.
I think the Trump campaign would be well served to take that clip, put it on every black radio station in the country, and say, who are you going to believe? You know, Jesse Jackson or Hillary Clinton? And you're exactly right. By the way, Jackson refers back to meetings with Trump in the 80s when Jackson was running for president. He said, Trump came to my business meetings because he was openly curious about what was going on. So this idea that the speech in Detroit is a sudden, you know, last-minute event, Donald Trump has been concerned about in solving America's problems for his entire business career, talked about it in the 80s, got the cover of Time magazine in '89, because he was more than just a businessman. He's tried to figure out how to help the country, and
well,
he's had the greatest.
This.
Go ahead.
All right, Clinton aged 327 times. They didn't remember information about the private email server. 327 times. Hillary couldn't remember 40. One of the excuses she made is, well, I didn't know if I was briefed because, and we'll get into this later, because I had a concussion in 2012. Now, I want to say that in light of, here's the media on her plane, and these are the questions, the media, the real tough questions they've been asking her.
Welcome to our big plane. It's so exciting. What do you think? I think it's pretty cool, don't you? You're supposed to say yes. Are you glad to have all of us? Amy, watch the camera. I am so happy to have all of you with me. Have you missed us? I've been just waiting for this moment.
How was your Labor Day weekend?
It was good. It was really good. Yeah, we had a good time. The last moment of Happy Labor Day. I know, it's exactly right.
Do you have a Labor Day message?
Oh, I do. You'll hear it. I definitely do.
So she can't remember. She says her concussion caused her to forget all of these horrible things about her, and I'm thinking, you can't come up with a better question than that, or the pay-to-play scandal in the Clinton Foundation?
Well, but you're asking the elite media to be other than who they are. They are essentially the offensive wing of the Democratic Party. They're totally connected to the Democrats. They're desperately hoping that she'll win, and they're willing to cover up for her every way they can. The problem they've got is that her problems are so big that they keep leaking through despite the best efforts of the elite media, and the country week by week learns more about how dishonest and corrupt Hillary is. Again, think about this. I mean, if you're Donald Trump and you're preparing for a debate and you're going to face a person who cannot remember 46 times and who lies routinely, how do you prepare to debate that? I mean, you know, the moderator is going to ask her something and she's going to say, well, you know, I don't quite remember. And that she wants us to believe she's ready for the 2 o'clock in the morning phone call.
All right, I got it. You're on your A game. Welcome back.
Okay.
I know you were on vacation. Thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you.